Hi, lovelies. Hi. Okay, so bear with me. Bear with me as wow, it's been I think about a week. Oh, here it is. I have a notebook. I'm gonna have to write while I talk. To make sure this is coming out. It's been a lot, but we're not gonna start. So I was on here last Wednesday. Okay, all right. So I did work on Wednesday, and then on Wednesday I had got a channeling. Okay, the channeling is in this notebook, and I have to put this up this channeling. All right, over here on this end, probably for a lot of divine feminines, missions. I don't want to say missions are being amplified because one, this whole damn journey is about figuring out what your specific duty is and then to partake in doing your job as best as you can. Okay, because we all have like little specialized jobs or positions within the kingdom, God's kingdom, which are reflecting within the 3D as above, so below. Okay, so your positions are beginning to project themselves within the 3D physical world correctly, matching your highest vibration, which you should be at, or I think we're just becoming there naturally. Whether you sometimes we don't think we're in our highest vibration because I do this myself, okay, and I don't know where this is coming from. Totally off topic, but we're gonna go with it. What was I saying? Oh, so there'll be times where you feel like you're in ego based, right? This conflict of self, this conflict of ego, this conflict with between divine masculine, divine feminine. Okay, we see this conflict as a two ways with externally and internally. Okay, and this is the whole twin flame mirroring and what this is really about. Okay, and here we go. So I have been given, as of was I given this morning, yesterday. Okay, so there's a very I need to decipher and verbalize correctly, and this is the hardest part about all this whole journey, right? But we've gotten better. The more you are on this journey, the more you listen, the more you grow your gifts, the easier for you it is. But it can take a little bit. Sometimes messages come on and they just don't stop because it's like a theme, okay, which is something that I'm being shown by my divine guides is this keeping up with the themes, keeping up with the shifts, understanding how each shift plays has a is a piece to the puzzle, equaling the bigger picture. Yeah, it's a lot. And then still understanding our individual part. Okay. All right. And our individual part within this plane for God, what the replication or the reflection, when you look, when you literally put yourself as your whole journey, like you're a movie. Okay, so your story, you're gonna have to project this to yourself. I don't know where it's coming from. You okay. So your story is going to be on the projection screen and you're the audience. This is how divine feminine. There's a lot of things going on as far as if you're at lower vibrations, mine personally has been passing easily, okay, but that's because of my recognition of why this darkness was coming up, whether it be a psychic attacks, whether your gifts are transitioning or going higher or you're becoming more aware. There is things called like psychic overload, and I guess I have gotten psychic overloads or whatever, but it was really hard for last Monday and Tuesday. I was very tired, and then Wednesday I did get an energy splurge and spirit hit me and it's been continuing to hit me with so many things. Okay, for the divine feminine, I'm starting to see exactly why they've been differentiated in it in specific arenas, so to speak, because there's divine feminine. We're not all at the same wavelength, but like we are and we are not. Okay, the higher you are in your ascension level, you're going through certain things, and it's a process. So where you are in the process is what you're going through. Okay, if you're higher up in your process, you may have been feeling these psychic attacks or um, overload, anxiety, your ego going back and forth once again, very at a rapid pace. Not so much wanting to give up on the divine this journey at all, really, but putting the 3D physicality of your counterpart in a box and just moving forward. And whatever was to come would come, if anything. If union, it was more you were coming to the understanding that union between you and God, you and the divine, you and yourself is the most important thing. Okay. Um, and so you may have been feeling like you want to have this understanding. And because you have this understanding, maybe the whole counterpart was to bring you to this understanding and then it should be left in the dust, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you the more that you're willing to disassociate yourself from the 3D of it and still take the 5D with you within your forward motion and your movement, this is where we see unions coming in. Okay. So if you're there at that point, you will be feeling your mission shifting and maybe not shifting because mine personally, the things that I've been told to do, which is more of a healing base, what I've always done was just call out, be the reflection of you, call out your own bullshit and let that's what, not only are we mirrors to our divine counterparts, we are mirrors to everybody. And this is where your gifts come in because you have this understanding. Um, I've always had this, just never knew that what it was. I was always able to call people's weaknesses. I don't have to know you to feel your weakness, hear your weakness, know your weakness. And this is just a gift of mine. I can feel your darkest, deepest sadnesses, your weaknesses, the things that keep you bounded. I feel those. I know that they're there. I know that their existence. I'm not afraid to speak these to you because that's my gift and that's why I'm here. Um, because then comes transformation, transmuting. It's not about eliminating your dark aspects. This is what we're not, there is no duality. Every dark aspect that we hold as human beings has a light aspect to it. It's about illuminating the light and letting that shine and voiding out the darkness, so to speak. Because the light just voids it out. It's no longer in existence, the dark, when the light's there. So this is where these transmutations that I've been being told where my work will be going. It's just back to healing since day one. This is pretty much what I started doing. I may have forgotten. I may have gotten so tied up about what it was that I was supposed to be doing instead of just doing what naturally comes to me. Okay, so divine feminine. As missions move, you are being guided to do things that naturally come to you. Okay, and this was confirmed to me today in so many ways. But what God has really wanted me to remember. Okay, so here we go. Perfect. Like I said, I'm going backwards to kind of what my intention was when I began this channel. Okay, because I've changed so much. But I mean, we've all have, and it's just I just have gained so much, like in the last 2 years. And it's funny because there's a lot of people. The channel started about this twin being about like 2 years ago. And there's somebody, like, I don't know if you guys know Sunny Peaches. Sunny Peaches has nothing to do with twin flames, okay? She sees this awakening very differently, but she speaks it through the eyes that she sees it, okay? So I can understand a lot of things that Sunny Peaches speaks on, okay? I was just never guided to speak on that specific material, but yeah, there's a lot of shit that she says is absolutely, yeah, correct, you know? But it's so different. And I remember a month, I believe this was in March, she spoke about how it was her 2 year anniversary in March. So I never knew that literally she started her channel a year before I started my channel. And then I started noticing just so many of the people that I began when I started getting into, my spirit was guiding me to learn this information and learn the things that I was guided to learn. There's been, I would say, a handful of people that I have listened to the entire time. Okay. And it just amazes me how all this information really was starting. You will see your spirit family, your soul family, like the dates of when this all started happening, their awakening, it will be similar to yours, very much so. And it's just crazy that I'm being shown just how God woke us up individually, but as a collective. And so we have to remember this. This is really the position we have to, as divine feminine, we have to be always in the individual walk and the collective walk. I mean, at the same time. And if you do take away from the collective, if you are not walking in your authentic individuality correctly, and that's the point of the journey, because we don't know that yet. You know, I mean, if you're just starting to wake up or whatever, this is learn as you go. You know, gain more as you seek. This is the game God plays. Nobody if you do not ask, you cannot receive. Not a lot of people in this world ask for the wisdom of God. Yes, they go to God and they ask for forgiveness of their sins. They do. Many people go to God to ask for forgiveness, but that's more of this guilt factor that you have on your head. Instead of asking for wisdom, you ask for forgiveness. And I'm not saying I don't ask for forgiveness. Of course, I ask for forgiveness, but there becomes a point where you've given so much wisdom, you've been given so much wisdom that you understand forgiveness in a whole different, like, conceptual vision than most of this world can even perceive with their eyes. Like, it's just, you will never know forgiveness of God until you have this divine wisdom. Okay, so you have to seek for both always. Um, And God guides us all to seek his wisdom in a different manner, in different measures, based upon our individually created design, okay, that plays into your position, into the bigger kingdom picture of the kingdom as a whole. Um, so divine feminines, we're just really being pushed to understand all our parts right now. Understand all our parts and all our positions that we play in this crazy journey, divine journey, okay? Whether mother, sister, friend, lover, you know, I mean, when you think of it like that, just think of all the parts you play to God, all the positions that God has granted to you, all the gifts that are to be used with each position. It's mindful. It's a mind. It can get combobulated and exhausting if you're not working on this daily. And this is very important for the divine feminines who are higher in your ascension process and are closer to union, because until you get this daily consistency of working for the king, whatever that may be, but we all have work for the king to do. This is truth. Um, Even me, this is truth. It doesn't have to be, God will guide you. You know, you might only have to speak 30 minutes a day, and you're just doing the work. You're creating the flow. You know, you don't really know until if you're not seeking, you will never find. So, my seeking sisters, the goal, the godly goal to finish up May is to find this mission and then get it in just a format, quick format of your work. Okay, daily work, daily routine with the King of Kings. Closer you are to union, the more you are expected to work, because you can't come into unions will never happen if you think you're about to drop off the map and do no work at all. That will never happen. That will never happen. So if you are not down to do the duty that God has placed upon your life through this entire journey and all the knowledge that He has given to you, then I don't know what to tell you. But union was probably never for you in the first place, if that is your mentality, because that is not a daughter of the king mentality. And we're gonna get into that as well. Where am I going next? Where am I going next? Hold on, hold on. All right, so we talked about the higher ones of you. Okay, and then I was talking about the transmutations. All right, well, we'll go on to the next topic. So, point of divine feminine waking up. Why did divine feminine wake up first? Well, God has always shown me during this journey, it is really a heart, mind, body, spirit connection. I don't even say soul. I'm sorry. Souls go to hell. I do not say soul. Like, this is another thing. If you are a daughter of the king, you have to understand. I have spoken about this. If you're new to my channel, guys, you might want to go down there or email me. If you have a question you think I may know, I may have videos on it, and I could actually like give you the minute by minute where that would be, okay? Reference. So you don't have to watch everything. I know I talk a lot. In the beginning of my journey, look at me now. Anyway, in the beginning of my journey, that's what this channel was for me to just express my journey. Now my journey has me taking on, this is my work. This is what I do, but it's going to be just dissected differently. I've been told by my divine team that I can be like I could be me, but I have to, my next move, which I have been asked about my channel. I have not put a channel. It's all private. Whenever I do place it, I will make a video. You can and if I have your email, I will automatically send you the link. But I'm not posting it on this channel. For this is I have to go and just it's just again another step to my mission. Okay, this sector of my speaking on my journey has been completed. Now I'm going to do my work, and I'm just doing work. You know, it's not about collaborating anymore. It's about getting my messages that are given to me out there, and then if we can collaborate if you need the work or the help, then yeah, of course. But besides that, it's just my shift. Okay, so I'm excited about this shift. When will it come out? Probably, I don't know. I may not even make it public for another 2 weeks. So if you've emailed me, I have gotten a few emails and I haven't been able to respond too much, but that's just why. So on that note, things are shifting. Okay, so again, one of my main missions was always to not just understand as a collective, but for myself. And this is how I was awoken to this journey. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry, but this really was how I understood this concept. And I have to remember to walk in this concept every single day. Okay. And that's spirit and your spirit and your body are one. Okay. They're separate. Okay, so I have to explain this correctly. Like your spirit has control of your flesh. Understand this. Okay, because this is a battle within. So this is where I'm trying to explain this correctly. So how I woke up to this journey, let me just say it. If you haven't heard before, I began, I would say, astral projection. my spirit was literally trying to leave my body in my sleep. This happened to me, I don't even know, probably 1 to 2 months in a row. Okay. And I had seen my divine counterpart. I don't even like to, whatever. I, the twin person. I have seen this person. I ran into them. Okay. And then like, I don't even know how far it was. Like a week. I don't even know if it was. I don't know. Like right around the time that I ran into them, the day after Valentine's Day, actually to be exact. Um, which was the 15th. Which is no one now that I think of the 15th, because I've always been very connected to the number five as the tribe of Dan, the Daniel, which is God has been bringing to me. We have we have this card thing to do from this morning. Okay, it's just bringing me back to the understanding of the scrolls. Okay, the scrolls that were written up and would come out at the end times. These are very important to remember. Okay, very important. And Daniel was the one in the book of Daniel to roll up these scrolls for God, okay? And then they would come out in the end times, okay? So even the Bible lets you know that there is a part of God's word that has been written up and hidden to the end times, okay? So the Bible, to say the Bible is the end all be all, you can always have that argument that no, because the scrolls were rolled up and sealed until the end times. And the only person that would, people that would have this information of these scrolls are the tribes. 144,000 who sing a song no one's ever heard. Well, how would they sing a song that no one's ever heard? Given by God. Because they're singing the scrolls that were rolled up to the end times. And they speak the truth that everybody must listen to in order to get into heaven. This is truth. And this is what's happening. Okay? This is what's happening in the world today. Divine feminine, divine masculine, whether they relate their journey to what I just said or not does not matter, because God works in many ways. His ways are mysterious, but that is the base basics of it, looking at it in a Christian standpoint. Absolutely. Absolutely. And any Christian who wanted to argue me on that fact, well, we could go all day, because I got God on my side all single day. And that's why divine feminine are speaking. That's why I'm here. And this is why it's important for divine feminine to speak, and to speak with quiet confidence, which means you could talk all day long, but you can't yell at people. This is one of my, if you have watched my channel, this is what God's like, okay, on the next, where I have you going now, you have to remember the newbies, okay? And I was so like, I don't have to remember the newbies. I don't gotta like love everybody, you know. Everybody's a liar. Nobody cares about God anymore, you know? But that was my journey. I had to go through all those different phases of God, all those different phases of getting to know the King of Kings, the creator of all things, okay? The mother and the father aspect of God, which is one. And I've always had this understanding as a Christian. And I'll tell you, it was really just my spirit, because I didn't have that mother father like bond with my parents. And so I don't know, I just always looked at God like he's my father and my mother. Like he provides. He's like, I just looked at God that way. That God's the father and the mother. Because I don't know, I always had like this, I wanted a mother, like real, like I don't know, you create when you don't have the family scope that you thought you should have. Maybe you kind of create like, okay, well, if I could have created my mother, she would be like this. If I could have created my father, if I could have created my siblings, if I could have created him, they would all act like this. Well, luckily, we're not the creators, because we'd probably just all be stagnant, thinking, creating things in perfection, never learning anything, you know? But that's the point. And I'm pretty sure we've probably all done things like this. And I just always looked at God as that mother and father. Like, how could he just be a father? Why do they just say father? So I just always looked at God as the mother and father. And then I looked at God God's children as gods and goddesses. This is how I looked at God. This is how God at 31 years old has shown me himself, and this is the truth of his children. Yes, you are gods and goddesses upon this plane, okay? He's the Holy Spirit is real. If the Holy Spirit is within you, you can do all things. Don't let anybody tell you no differently. Faith, you most people don't have the faith that his true children have. Because when God starts really making you recognize and realize his realness and his reality, that is all things, like it's his reality. You don't kick the creator out of his reality, because he will make you recognize really quick, and that's what God's just doing. And I felt this, like, in my whole journey. I felt God's anger and love and just frustration, but still love. And I've always felt that within my being, like, whether it be towards people or like towards situations, it'd be like you want to love people, but you just don't get why they don't get it, like why you don't see clearly. But this is why it's all prophecy, and God says that these people won't see clearly, and God even says his tribes are who speak the truth. They know the truth. They're the only ones who know the truth. So all this bullshit, solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Well, only God and his children know the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them, God. Everybody else is clearly fabricating. Right? Judgment is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so true. Judgment is coming. But we have to remember that God judges is it's all on the heart, truly. So heart and spirit combination. So when you are shown by God that your spirit is different than your body, okay, and this is what astral projection is. So I could literally feel my body, my spirit leaving my body in my sleep. That I would wake up literally thinking I was dying. This kept happening to me, kept happening to me. I really wasn't understanding it. I thought it was because I was a smoker. I really did. Then I don't know, I just was looking into it and I figured it out. It was just my spirit trying to leave my body. I kept catching it. Once I figured that out, I knew the angels were trying to speak to me. I already knew that they were trying to speak to me. Then that's when I started seeing 1111, 222, 111, all that stuff. That was such a long time ago. I feel like it was only 3 years ago. But it began my understanding, true understanding. You could go to church every single day of your life. You can think that you really understand that your spirit is going to leave your body. No. Like, I experienced my spirit leaving my body, to the fact that my mind began to really understand that my spirit was not attached to my physical body. And then that's where God led me, and now I understand, like, how we really are not locked to this flesh. Like, you are so much bigger than this flesh. You are so much bigger than everything that is provided to you to see, really. Because when you begin to understand you are a co-creator within the creator's domain, and you are here to help him, like, create your reality, God gives you everything. Now you go with it. You can't get mad at God if you're, I mean, you can, and I've gotten mad at God, and this is another thing. Like, I've talked to God my whole life, out loud, talked to God, knew God could hear me, like, screw you, God, why did you give me this life, da 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 da. I don't say that anymore, okay? I don't have lack mentality anymore. No, and anytime I get mad, I know it's ego, I know it's all me, it has nothing to do with God, just to get your ass together. But when I was younger, and, like, we've all, again, anybody on this journey who's really a daughter or a son, you know this. You've gotten mad at God. You didn't understand why most true children, you haven't had the greatest life. Like, not even, you don't even have to have the bad. It's just a lot of karma, a lot of bullshit, a lot of drama, a lot of stupid shit. It doesn't even, like, hardships, just here and there. But God teaches you as a true child. I know personally, I fall, rise, fall, rise, fall, rise. Will not be falling anymore, because of the clarity that I've been given by my King. But before I seen clearly, and it still took me a long time, and I still fall. I mean, I still get, like, into my ego and shit, but just besides the point. The point is, if you're a true child, if you're a true divine feminine, you really do have this understanding that your spirit and your body are just two very different things, okay? And they truly are. So when you understand, like, you can just go about it in your personality too. Like if you're a type of person that you've just always been like, fuck, I'll do it myself. I'll get it myself. I don't need nobody else but myself. Me and God, I don't care. I'll get it. I get it. I got it. Whatever. Whatever. I'll do it. I'll cry, bitch, moan, but I will get that shit done. Somehow, some way, through the grace of God, I will get that shit done. This has always been my mentality as well. And I believe a lot of us, like, you could call it stubborn, you could call it fierce, you can call it perseverance, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but you have this never give up. Don't stop fighting. You'll never stop trying. You can't stop fighting. You stop fighting, who else is going to fight? What do you mean? You're going to just stop fighting? Like, that's your life. You don't stop fighting. And as long as you're willing to put up the fight, God's always going to let you win the fight. That's the point that people don't understand about this journey of life. It's about you putting up the fight. And God shows you that. If you're a true child, God will show you that. It's about you putting up the fight. Through him, you will put up that fight. Through him, you win the fight. Through him, you get the glory and the victory. But you have to remember that. And it's the Holy Spirit, the Spirit, your spirit. You're tied to your spirits are one. Whether they're separated, reflected separately, your spirits are one. You either have a soul or a spirit in your body. And it's up to you to understand the difference because you have to transcend. Listen, the tribes, divine feminine, divine masculine, twin flames, representation of Adam and Eve, whatever, the Jesus, Mary Magdalene, however you want to put these terms. The tribes, okay? They are the only ones who are written in the book. These are the chosen, the promise. These are the seed of Abraham. These are God's children. They naturally come with spirit. They never had a soul because they were promised since the beginning. They never had a fucking soul. They were under illusion to think that they had soul. They never had a soul. They were all spirit. They just forgot that. They didn't, this is where, like, why you in your ancestry, you'll have people that did magic, no matter what race you are. You'll have some type of ancestry that did some type of magic or understood nature and bringing abundance and manifesting. This is what all these people were doing. It's not fake. This is all Israel, like daughters of Zion, Queen of Sheba. I got that card right here too. The wisdom of Sheba. Divine feminine brings back the wisdom taken from King Solomon. This wisdom could have also been obtained within the scrolls of Daniel. You don't know. You'll never know until who starts speaking? The divine feminine. And this is what, like, we have to remember. You are naturally spirit. You are naturally spirit. The only thing that takes you away from being in your natural state is your external environment that distracts you from being within your natural created state which is of spirit and with spirit. So divine feminine is really important to remember that. And listen, because you are a spiritual being living within a human existence, we say that, but that's what that whole thing just was. That's the whole understanding. You can say that all day, but until you really understand that, and that's how God had to wake me up. He had to show me that spirit and body different. But yes, your spirit is inside your body, which means if through spirit you can do all things within this physical body that your spirit embodies. And that's what Jesus tried to show us all. Truly. Um, and that's what the tribes will you just go and you bring back the truth that Jesus was trying to show everybody. That's it. And that's what we are here doing. Um, so I'm all right. Now I'm gonna do this. I gotta go right now. I have a note to end this on, and then I'm gonna have to come back and do this reading. I got 2 new cards for Mother's Day. I was gonna do a reading, then my computer died, so I just let it go. But I got Journey to the Goddess Realm, which is awesome because these are gonna be new dailies. And then I got the Celtic tree. Okay, but I have to share with you. We can do yesterday's. What's today? Tuesday. I could share Sundays that I did for myself, yesterday's that I did, and I was gonna share it, but I never got time. And then today I had to share because all this shit was just coming together. I keep seeing Cardinal. Actually, I've been seeing Cardinal for one moved in, so I see him a lot now. And he was like staring at me yesterday. And then, and it's because you have to understand, all this knowledge was already here. Like, and not just on this earth plane, it was here within spirit. Like, it's always been here with us. Okay, so we hold so much wisdom and knowledge. We hold so much of God, and we cannot forget to really reflect that in our everyday existence. Okay, we cannot forget to reflect being a daughter of God, being a divine feminine. You are a daughter of God. At the end of the day, and that was always my mentality. I don't answer to nobody but God, and that's the truth, though. I'm a daughter of God. I don't answer to nobody but God, and you too. That is your truth. If you're watching me, that has to be your truth. Like, otherwise, you wouldn't sit here and watch me. Where's this note? Okay, here, yeah. Oh, this is going to be way longer than I wanted to be. I'm going to end it here, and then I'm going to have to start another one for this whole thing. A house divided against itself cannot stand. This is a verse. I believe it's repeated twice. That's right. Mark and Matthew. Okay, so this is stated probably more than twice, but okay, so this was brought into my attention. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Okay, so the churches have always thought that they were not divided against itself, but they are. We are divided against ourselves on an individual level. Okay, this is duality exists, good and bad exists. It exists within our entire being. Okay, um, but only when you're walking around with the soul, not with the spirit. It does not exist within your being if you're walking around in spirit. Your house, a house divided against itself cannot stand. If you are walking in spirit, can never be divided against yourself. The only time you can be divided against yourself is when you're walking in soul, walking with the soul. Souls go to hell, spirits go to heaven. You have to transcend soul to spirit on the physical plane itself. You make the choice to do that. That is a choice given to you. And that's a choice that God is like, hello, this is why we're all talking, because it's a choice that people are going to have to consciously make, and consciously make pretty quickly. There's a lot of things coming on with the royal wedding coming up on the 19th. One with God and 9 for completion. Now, I'm not saying what's happening. That's a very significant thing that they're bringing to me, when they gave me this house divided. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go into that. But this has always been a battle within. Your understanding as above, so below, as within, so without. Okay, so this has always been something between you and the creator, you and God. So mission work comes first before union. If you feel you're close to union but not on that mission work, I would get onto it because I would not want to delay my union. If I were you ladies. Me personally, I take my mission work and I'm just changing it a little bit. I'm not even changing it. I'm just going back to the front, just more healing work, less readings, more channelings. Because that has been my gift, and I think I've gotten offended sometimes when I hear like because they're not coming from a good space when they talk about my readings. But you know what? Sometimes God lets you know. And I'm not saying I'm done with my readings at all. I'm just saying my focus is gonna always be on that hearing and knowing and working those gifts, and then cards can come too. So that's just where God has me going back to really understanding my gifts that I started with. Because maybe you guys have gotten stirred off. You like because we're all gifted in so many areas. You are okay. I can expand on other things if I wanted to, and I have. But sometimes the divine's like, listen, remember where you started. It's not always about where you're going. Remember where you started. Remember where you came from. Okay. Remember what you came here with before you started putting it together to give instead of just giving. Like, when you have to feel as if you have to have a format, a theme. Organization. Yeah, organization is good, but then sometimes in the divine world, they don't give a fuck about it. It's learning to be between both worlds. This is like both arenas, both ways of doing things, up there and down here, in there and out here, all reflection of one at the same time. All right, guys, much love, much love.